Welcome to Adult Talk. So first of all, I just want to start off saying that Martin Luther King's birthday was yesterday. So happy birthday to the King. Period. Did his big one. Literally fought for us, fight for our rights, risking his own life. Even though he had children, even though he had a wife, he was risking his own life for us. So for my very first question is going to pertain to Martin Luther King because of that and because we appreciate all the things that he did. So the first question is, what is my thoughts on Martin Luther King's fight for peace and justice compared to where we are today? First of all, obviously I appreciate Martin Luther King for everything that he did. But compared to where we are today, I wouldn't say that we went much further. And if Martin Luther King was still here, I don't think he would be like, oh, we made it so much, like we made it so far. And people make it seem like, oh, we made it so far, like it like we're a lot different from where we were, but we're not. Do I feel we've made zero progress? I wouldn't say that. I feel like we have made progress. However, it's so much more work to be done. So much more work to be done. Like, we haven't even scratched the surface. And I feel like Martin Luther King will probably be frustrated with where we are today for the simple fact that he fought and we're still fighting even years and years and years and years later. And it was people fighting with Martin Luther King, it was people before Martin Luther King. It's so many people fought, so many people are fighting. So I feel like the fight is not over. We are still fighting for peace and justice. I feel like we have so much more work to do. For the little progress, I would love to say I'm excited about it and I'm happy about it and I'm grateful about it, but why should I even have to feel grateful about getting a little bit of justice or a little bit of peace? I feel like that's just not fair. I just feel like just give us what we deserve and that's that, period. It's not a bargain. It's not something we're gonna go back and forth about. So that's how I personally feel about it. Okay, so outside of Martin Luther King, we're gonna get into some of the adult talk questions, some of the things that I really want to get into. Yeah, so the first question is, what is my opinion on age gap relationships in terms of it maybe being a 21-year-old girl with a 45-year-old man? Y'all, I would be drinking my wine to this question, but I got my water. What are my opinions on age gap relationships in terms as like a 21-year-old woman with a 45-year-old man? A lot of people say, oh, love is love, it don't matter, it's none of our business, a bunch of stuff like that. Or why do age matter? I feel like age matter a lot. Why do age matter? It matters because what can a 45-year-old man get from a 25-year-old woman? I understand what a 21-year-old woman could get from a 45-year-old man, but for a 45-year-old man to want a 21-year-old woman, I'm just really trying to figure out what exactly it is that you're getting from her. I understand that there's some 21-year-old women who are wise beyond their years, maybe somebody like me. I could understand that. I could really understand like her being so mature, and maybe he even blew his mind, but I still feel like it's something that's not right there. I feel like it's something make me uneasy about it, because it's just like, what exactly are you looking for in this 21-year-old woman? Because as a 45-year-old man, I would assume you are so wise to the point that when it comes to a 21-year-old, even if she is a little bit smart, even if she is, a little bit different from the rest, I feel like he would still be looking at her like, been there, done that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a big age gap. So I'm just feeling like, yeah, no. And then it makes me feel like, it's, well, how good of a man is he? Because if he really is operating as a 45-year-old man should be, like, why would he want to go back? You get what I'm saying? So like, maybe he don't got all his marbles. Maybe it's not her, maybe it's him. He don't got all his marbles and he is on the same level as the 21-year-old woman. Do I feel like it's nasty? No, I don't feel like it's nasty that he would find a 21-year-old woman attractive. She is an adult. However, I'm thinking about mindset to mindset. What can this 21-year-old woman do for you is what I'm failing to realize. I'm not understanding it. So yeah, maybe I need to talk to a couple with that big of an age gap so I can really understand what exactly is it. What is it, babe? We better not be praying on that girl. Okay, the next question I want to go to is, should you date someone who isn't your type physically but checks all of your boxes? This could be hard, but I feel like the more mature you are, and I feel like after you've been through like so many relationships and like you really just at the point where you really just want to find love and you're not really worried about all the extra stuff no more. I feel like once you get to that point, that's when you're gonna say, I don't care what this man looks like. Obviously, we all want to be with somebody who is physically attractive to us, and I think it is important to have somebody who you are physically attracted to. But if he checks all of your boxes and the only thing that's wrong with him is the way that he looks, I feel like that don't matter. You can grow attraction to a person. So the more and more you like them, the more and more they meet your other needs, emotional needs, everything like that, I feel like you will begin to gain some physical attraction to them. Because it had been plenty of times I started off dating somebody, like literally I did this. Like I dated somebody because I wouldn't say they checked all of my boxes, but you know, he was a pretty cool dude and I felt comfortable with him, and he was not my physical type. But over time, the way that he looked did not matter to me. It didn't matter to me. So yes, I do feel like you should definitely, if they check all of your boxes, I don't think you should be dead set on the way that they look. Because even if you get somebody who look exactly how you want them to look, they might not check all your boxes. I feel like it's more important for them to check all your boxes rather than the way that they look. That's just my opinion on it. But hey, if you want to leave that man alone just because he don't look the way, you can go and find whatever you looking for. Because you just let go of a good man over something this small. Trust me, it's this small. Okay, the next one is, how do you display wife qualities without doing wifely things? I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I want like somebody else to come in and like help me answer this question, but I feel like you can display that you're a wife without doing wifely things by just being you. If you are a wife, that man can see it. He can see it in the way that you talk. He can see it in the way that you care for him. He can see it in the way that just the way that you move. It's gonna be stuff that you do that you don't even realize that you're doing, that he's gonna notice. If he really care about you, if he's even looking for you to be his wife, it's gonna be you being you. In his mind, he's gonna understand, when I do this, when I put that ring on her, when I make her my girlfriend, I can see that she will be the type to do this. You know, like when somebody haven't done something yet, but you know what type of person they are because you've been around them. Just because you don't see a person doing something don't mean you can't see them doing it. So you simply being you, especially like if he's somebody that you care about, he's somebody that you want to be with, I'm pretty sure you a little bit nicer to him. I'm pretty sure you do little, you know, a little 1-2. You feel me? And he notices that. So that little 1-2 that you may do, the little nice stuff that you do, you already, in my eyes, I would say you already displaying wife qualities. It just takes the right man to be able to see it. Some men are looking for a wife in you. So if he don't see it, even though you're not physically doing something, that's on him. That's because he's not really looking for you to fill that spot. But if he is, you know, looking for you to fill that spot, and he is like checking for you, I'm pretty sure he gonna be able to pick up like, I can tell when I make her my girlfriend, she gonna start doing this for me and showing up in these different ways. So yeah, I just feel like you just do you, you just be you, and it just takes the right eyes to be looking for you. So he's gonna be able to pick up on it. You do not have to do wifely things to display wife qualities. Wife qualities Are you a wife or are you not? A man that's not a good man, I would say, and a man that's just looking to get something out of you is going to be a man that wants you to do wifely things before you become a wife. And there is a difference between a girlfriend and a wife. I got that on a previous podcast. It's called Life and Advice. Go watch it if you want to see our group opinion on the difference between a wife and a girlfriend. Okay, can you be friends with someone who is friends with someone who wronged you? This is something I am currently going through, if I'm gonna be honest. This is something I'm currently going through. I think a little bit, it depends on the situation. Just a tiny bit. I will throw that out there because there's different situations. You get what I'm saying? Like, this could fall in so many different categories. So I'm not gonna give a hard answer to say no, because like, it's so much. It could like, this could go forever. Like, it's so many different scenarios. But in a scenario where, I don't know, I'm just throwing stuff out there. In a scenario where my friend's friend maybe slept with my man or something, then no. Y'all, I don't know. I don't 100% know. I can't just give a solid answer. And I think, sadly, it's because I want to forgive my friends so badly. And my whole thing, I'm asking y'all, what if they were already friends with this person? Because that's the way I'm looking at this question. I don't know. Because if my friend wronged my other friend, I would be really mad at my friend for wronging my friend, because you putting me in an uncomfortable situation. And I would definitely get on my friend ass for that. It's like, do you lack respect for me? Did you think about me in this situation at all? And then now I'm thinking, would you do something like that to me as well, since this is in your character? For one, it's in your character to wrong people, because I feel like no matter if you're friends with a person or not, your character is your character. Sometimes, in most cases, your character is your character. So whatever you did to my friend, it's in your character to do something like that, because clearly you didn't have a heart or you didn't have empathy in the situation. So for one, is that in your character? Would you do it to me? Why didn't you have enough respect for me? So it would definitely damage the relationship. Even if eventually we restored it, it would definitely damage the relationship because of those three things. Like I said, you disrespected me, you got a bad character, and then you're gonna turn around and do these same things to me. So it'll be very damaging to the relationship. Don't wrong my friend, especially if you know that's my friend, because at this point, you disrespected me. To disrespect my friends is disrespecting me, period. And I'm gonna leave it at that. Is happiness a choice, or is it something that comes from external circumstances? This is kind of hard. And I think a lot of people will go with the cliche answer, oh, happiness is a choice. It's something that you can give yourself. But what if it's a situation where you have no family, you have nothing, you're alone? What if it's a situation where you really have nothing? And if I was in those shoes, me personally, the only reason I'm gonna say happiness is a choice is because I'm gonna say what I would personally do if I had nothing. Like, realistically speaking, I have nothing. No family, no husband, no kids, no house, no money. If I truly had nothing, I would talk to God. And through him, I will find peace. Because one thing about God, he is so fulfilling. And whatever he told me to do, like, I would look at this as time to really focus on him. Like, I feel like when you hit rock bottom or whatever, the only way to look is up. So from there, with me having nothing, I would be 100% grateful in my situation, because I wouldn't have a job to go to. I wouldn't have a husband to cook for. I wouldn't have kids to take to school. I wouldn't have no hair for me to do. I wouldn't have no makeup for me to put on. I wouldn't have no food for me to prepare for myself. I wouldn't have anything. The only thing I would have time to do is praise him. Hallelujah. Okay. The only thing I would have time to do is praise him. So, I would be so grateful for that time. My every meal, my every drink, my every thought, my everything that I speak, everything that I do would be surrounded around what he was telling me to do. And I feel like that alone, for me personally, and I hope for you too, that alone would be 110% fulfilling. I would actually feel like I'm right where I need to be. So is happiness a choice? When you have Jesus, absolutely. Now, if you was in that situation and you did not have Jesus, I'm pretty sure you'll be miserable. 100%. Your ass will be miserable. You will be miserable, for sure. I will be miserable. But I got Jesus, because I would look at that as like, the only thing I can focus on right now is him, and that's really what he wants. Okay? God be wanting our attention. So if he could 100% get your attention, get my attention, like the sky is the limit, because now we on his timing, and he don't, you know, he knows all. So I would love to just go and be able to just spend 100% of my time with him and really figure out where it is that he about to be taking me. So I ain't gonna lie, I would be excited for that situation. Actually, it had been times I wanted to be in situations like that, and that's a hard ask. What? That's a hard ask, I'm not gonna lie. That's a hard ask. Because to follow God, it's not always peaches and creams. It's not always a happy moment. It's not gonna always be good times. There will be trials and tribulations. Just because you have God don't mean everything is gonna go smooth, but in the end, everything will make sense. You know that he got your back. You know that you can trust him. You know that no matter what it is that he sends you through, puts you through, whatever, it's all for your good, and it all will make sense in due time. So that's why I say it's a hard ask, because you never know what he is going to ask of you. You never know what he's going to expect from you. So he may expect a whole lot from you that you're not necessarily planning on doing. But I mean, when you got nothing, hey, all you got is Jesus. So yeah, I've wanted to be in situations where all I had was him, and all I could do was focus on him, because I feel like with life, it's so easy to get distracted. So in that situation, I would take full advantage in that way. So to answer your question, is happiness a choice? For me, yes. Without Jesus, no. It definitely comes from external circumstances. Hate to say it. Okay, the next one is, when do you know it's time to break up? You should cherish your relationship to the end. I really don't believe in like breaking up for small things. So what I used to do when I would be meeting somebody new, I always asked them, what happened with your last girlfriend? Why did y'all break up? I'm not really curious about your girlfriend. I'm not curious about your relationship. I'm not curious about a lot of stuff other than the things that matter. And the reason that y'all broke up definitely matters to me. You broke up with her. Okay. He telling me the story. You broke up with her. She didn't break up with you. Okay, you broke up with her. Okay. Okay. Why did y'all break up? Somebody told me she was irritating. Oh, baby, well, you can't be with me because I'm irritating too. I'm very irritating, actually. So it matters to me why somebody left somebody. Like, you left your relationship, you left your commitment because she was irritating, because you made her feel some type of way, and then she made you feel some type of way, or because y'all argued. Like me, I'm gonna stick it to the end. I'm really gonna stick it to the end. Like, I'm willing to go through a lot of things with my partner. I'm not willing to go through crazy stuff like abuse and somebody who just don't care. I'm not willing to go through that, but am I willing to go through with my person 110%? I'm going to go with my man right now. I'm willing to work with him for as long as he try, as long as he puts in effort. Why? Because I made a commitment to him. We are trying to get somewhere, and my whole thing is, how you gonna leave a person based off of an argument or based off of this? We are human. Sometimes we're not gonna get along. Sometimes he not gonna be having a good day. Sometimes he not gonna be in the best mood. But as long as he's not being disrespectful, it's some things I don't tolerate. You can always have non-negotiables. You can always have deal breakers. There's definitely nothing wrong with that. Have your deal breakers, and don't, you know, tug on your deal breakers. He understands my deal breakers, and the thing is, if he didn't care about me, he would break my deal breakers over and over and over because it wouldn't matter to him. But other than deal breakers, I'm willing to go through with him. I don't feel like that's right. That's not true love, to leave somebody based off of a bad day or something like that. It's time to break up with somebody when they stop trying. When the boat ain't selling no more. Even if the boat doing like this, we moving in this mother effer, okay? We doing what we can, okay? But when the boat stop, it's when it's time to break up. I'm done with you. When your boat stops selling, my boat disappeared. That's how we gonna do that, like, for real. Okay, the next question is, how do you maintain intimacy and connection over time? You maintain intimacy and connection over time by nurturing the relationship. Like I said earlier, like, trying is important, dating each other is important, being intentional is important. Don't just think that since y'all together that it's gonna just magically just stay. Maybe it will for y'all, and that's beautiful. But for, you know, maybe the average couple or whatever, for a couple that's probably not as strong or whatever you would call it, for those couples, it is time to be intentional. Okay, when the relationship is not going as good or it's starting to not be as exciting, it's time to be more intentional. So if you want to spice up the relationship, play a spicy game. You and your partner starting maybe not to be that attracted to each other. Go and get your hair done, buy a new outfit, buy some new clothes. Like, it's things you can do to, you know, just be intentional. Whatever the issue is, in the beginning it wasn't an issue, so what was y'all doing in the beginning? Y'all was probably dating in the beginning. Y'all was probably being nice to each other in the beginning. Being nice in a relationship is really important. Like, sometimes just go out your way. When you set the right intentions and you don't just let stuff just go as it go, you get a way better outcome in your relationship rather than just let things just do what they do. So yeah, I would definitely 100% say you keep intimacy and connection over time by being intentional and nurturing the relationship and doing the things that you did in the beginning of the relationship, even in the end of the relationship. Thank y'all. Mwah.